Somewhere in my mid-20s, I kind of started thinking about life. We were married and we had a couple of kids, and I was like, I want more out of life than I have. How do I get it? How do I find out about success? What makes people successful? So I started watching other people who were more successful, had been married longer, had more money. I started watching and asking them questions, and that helped. But what really helped me was when I started reading the books and getting these cassette tapes and listening to it. I loved it. All of these great minds, successful people were teaching me. I started out with, I think the first one was Zig Ziglar. I read his book, See You at the Top. And then I started listening to Wayne Dyer and Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill and Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy, just to name a few of these guys who were such great minds. And I found out they had learned from people before them. It's just information that's been passed down for hundreds, thousands of years that's recycled, and they just pass this information on. But what I found was they all had one message that was so clearly in common, and that was the importance of what we think about. Emerson said, the ancestor to every action is a thought. Buddha said, what you think, you will become. And Napoleon Hill wrote a whole book on it called Think and Grow Rich. Go to the Bible in Proverbs, it says, for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. All of this was out there, and I said, wow, this must be important. And then Wayne Dyer summed it up the best when he said, once you understand this principle about how important it is what we think about, then you become very particular about what you think about. So if you want to be happy, you better have happy thoughts. You better be hanging around with happy people. You better be hanging around with positive people. You better be watching the good news and not the negative stuff. Look, there's a lot of bad in the world, and you can turn on your television and see it all the time. That's marketing. Those news companies make money by you watching, and what they found sells is negative news. And I don't want to be surrounded by that. It just brings me down. I'm not happy when I'm doing it. So I realize there's bad things in the world, but I also see the good in the world, and I try to focus on that, and that makes me much happier. It just works in life. Let me give you a good example of this. I've been married for 47 years. I have a great relationship with my wife. We have had arguments over the years. Not a lot, but occasionally we'll have an argument over something. And then there's these bad feelings, and I'll start thinking about all the little things that my wife does wrong that irritate me. And then I'll recognize it and say, I can't go there. This is the person I love. If I start looking for the bad in her, I will find it. She can do the same with me. If I start dwelling on it, that's what I will see. I choose not to do that. So I have to let that go. And I go back to my wife and I tell her that I'm sorry, that I love her. And I try to do that every day, to tell her how much I love her. And that the other thing I tell her is how beautiful she is. And this is an interesting thing. Over the years, my wife has always been beautiful, but just the past few years, whenever we go out, and she'll often wear a dress, very seldom does she wear anything besides a dress when we go out, she looks great. People will stop us, random people, and say, you're so beautiful. It's my wife all the time. It's like, drives me crazy. No, it really doesn't. It makes me feel good. But she didn't get that when she was younger. It's just that she was always beautiful, but now she believes it because I tell her all the time, and other people are starting to tell her. And it's just interesting to watch it. The power of what goes in our minds will create who we become. My wife believes she's beautiful, and so she becomes more beautiful, even as she ages. It's a great thing. So I'd like to hear your responses on this. Give me some feedback. What are some thoughts that you've had, or mentors that you've had over the years that have taught you principles that have helped you to become the person you are? These are the messages that we're trying to get out in our Think Big workshops. We want to influence people in so many ways, and the things that my wife and I have learned over the years, I hope that you'll follow us. If you like what you see, follow us and join us as we get more and more into these discussions deeper and deeper, because we're just touching the surface of it right now. There's a lot more to it. So I hope you'll join us.